Well, not completely awful if you like the rain, but this is day 3 in a row that we have had some kind of rain. Will it never end, Chris?
Oh, it's going to end. It's just going to take about 3 or 4 days before it to do so. We're just going to call it the rinse and repeat of a forecast, guys. And it looks like Hurricane Joaquin could bring some more tropical moisture into the Virginias, potentially eastern Kentucky, and that could bring an additional 1 upwards to 2 inches of rainfall. And a lot hinges on the track of this storm too, so something I'll talk about here in just a couple of minutes.
And of course, the thing we want to emphasize, the remnants of Joaquin, once it gets here, nothing severe. It's just going to be a rain event, right?
Yeah, mainly just some rain showers, not looking at anything severe, but folks maybe along the eastern coast could deal with more of a flooding threat, as they could see anywhere from 4 to 8 inches upwards to 10 inches in some spots. So a lot of rain with this storm certainly possible. Let's take over to the latest satellite and radar imagery as we're tracking a few scattered showers this morning as well. Nothing new, right guys? I mean, we've been talking about rain for the past few days, and that's what we're going to keep talking about for the next few days. And of course, umbrellas will definitely be handy as you head out the door this morning, and maybe a light jacket as well, because it is a little bit on the cooler side as we're seeing those temperature readings in the mid to upper 50s in some spots, even lower 60s across some areas, especially to our south across the Kentucky-Tennessee border. You can see some of that cooler air now beginning to filter in across central and northern Kentucky, mid to upper 50s for folks there in Danville up to Lexington. Of course, 57 degrees there for folks in Jackson, and a little bit warmer to our south with those readings in the lower 60s from Monticello over to London. Even Middlesboro now checking in at 62 degrees. And that's going to be our high later on this afternoon. We're only going to climb a few degrees with those afternoon temperatures, and it's going to be due to the overcast skies, and of course some of those rain showers are going to keep temperatures at bay, and that's why we're going to see them rise into the lower 60s. Of course, that cold front came through a couple days ago, and now we're feeling the effects of that as some of the cooler air begins to filter in from the north and northwest. And also, you added no showers. That definitely adds a bit of a coolness to the air, and that's what we're going to see not only for today, but really for the next few days as temperatures only continue to cool off, especially for our Friday and then through much of the weekend. We're talking highs eventually making their way into the upper 50s by Saturday. So something to keep in mind if you have any outdoor festivities planned. High pressure anchored across southern Canada, and of course we have that cold front continue to push off towards the eastern coast. Lots of rainfall from the southern Georgia streaming all the way towards the north and west near New York there, even close to Boston, as we're seeing that cold front finally push off into the Atlantic Ocean, and it's doing so very slowly. But back towards Hurricane Joaquin, now a Category 3 hurricane. It tremendously strengthened through the overnight period. Of course, sustained winds right now at 120 miles per hour. We're even getting measured wind gusts up to about 150 miles per hour right now, so a very strong storm. But as it begins to track towards the north, we're going to see it kind of weaken out a little bit. And there's several different tracks we've been looking at, different models showing you different things. Some have it going out towards the east into the Atlantic Sea. Some have it going back towards the west, curling in towards the Virginias, the Carolinas, bringing a devastating storm for some of those folks with rainfall possible up to about 5, even 10 inches. And if that occurs, that could pull some moisture back in here across eastern Kentucky, and it's certainly possible. But either way, with this track, I think we're going to see some moisture begin to make its way into eastern Kentucky, and that's going to bump up our rain chances as we head into your Friday and Saturday. Here's a look at future view. We start things off at 9 o'clock this morning. Of course, temperatures on the cooler side, and as I was talking about, only rising into the lower 60s for those afternoon highs. Plenty of scattered showers expected this morning. We'll see those chances hang on through the afternoon and evening hours. Temperatures cooling back off into the low to mid 50s, so another chilly start for your Friday. And you guessed it, once again, more scattered showers expected as we're going to begin to see several rounds move in from the southeast, working towards the north and west, overspreading southeastern and central Kentucky throughout much of tomorrow and into tomorrow evening. And that's going to be the case into Friday night, much of Saturday. Anywhere from about 1 to 2 inches seems to be a good bet if this system begins to track towards the north and west like we're thinking with the Hurricane Joaquin. So could bring plenty of Atlantic moisture or tropic moisture into the Virginias, even here into southeastern Kentucky. So something we'll definitely keep an eye on and continue to track here in the Sky Alert Weather Center. But as we head into Saturday, of course, several rounds of showers will be possible, and we'll continue the rain chances even into Sunday. Temperatures, though, cooling off into the upper 50s for those afternoon highs, eventually falling into the upper 40s for overnight lows. So chilly starts for each of your mornings on Saturday into Sunday. That'll be the case into Monday. And then, yes, we can finally dry things out as we head into next Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm expecting some sunshine back into forecast, and temperatures, get this, we're going to warm up back into the lower 70s for highs. So it's going to be a little bit more milder out there. So a good feel to the air. And of course, it's going to be great because we need to dry things out after this rainy forecast that we're getting ready to deal with over the next few days. And of course, 7-day forecast showing those temperatures continuing to cool off into the upper 50s by Saturday, eventually heading into the lower 60s by Sunday. And then we're going to see some good news on the way. Well, that's going to be the rainfall fall. Of course, we need it, but maybe not as much as what we're seeing across southeastern Kentucky, upwards to 2 inches in some areas. But like I was saying, 7-day forecast shows temperatures cooling off into the upper 50s Saturday, but back into the lower 70s as we head into early next week. Let's get a check of the refrigerator art this morning, see what we have behind the magnets. Love showcasing all the beautiful art from the kids here across eastern Kentucky. Nice photo sent in from Daniel over at Bell Central Elementary. Time now is 5:47. You're watching Mountain News This Morning right here on WYMT.